Champions basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
Back here from the stable for half number 2 of your Cascade Lady Champions on the Zinger 100.9. Down low with Susanna Cruz. Cascade Lady Champions now going left to right on your radio dial.
All right, Susanna will be going to line to shoot 2. Brandon, this is where it starts. You've got to take advantage of these opportunities.
Goes in point blank to pick up the foul.
Wait, they're not going to allow her to shoot 2. They're going to say that was a foul on the floor. Wow.
So Carter from the top trigger now will hand it back in for the Lady Champions.
You got to get it in.
Looks for room, finds
and a
Kagan
turnover.
Young on the top side, but falls out of bounds on the top. Goes back to Watertown.
You just know that they talked about that during the halftime, about how important it was to protect the basketball, and you come out with a quick turnover.
Oh, you got
second
to.
half.
King up top to McClary. Top of the key to Clark. Slings it down low to King. Now up high to McClary. Goes for an inside look and goes back to Lady Champions. Nice turnover there from Lena Carter. Passes half court on the top side to dangerous Cadence Miller on that top 45. It misses this time. She's 2 for 4 so far tonight from that range. Up top and an easy bucket on the top side layup from McClary. Makes it 35-14. Watertown, 7 minutes and 10 remaining in the third. Kagan Young goes on the low side behind the arc. Bounce passes in to Sophia Ray. Ray tries to lay one up, but falls into the netting.
All right, this time she will be going to the line to shoot 2. The foul is going to be called on number 23, Gwen Franklin.
So sophomore Ray to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line.
She misses on her first free throw attempt.
First misses, second's on the way.
And she misses on the second attempt as well. She is not able to get her on rebound.
Slung pass to the other end to King. She'll cross half court now to Clark. Now bottom elbow for a jumper by Balia, is off the mark and goes back to the Lady Champions. Down low to Carter. Bottom 45, she drives into the low lane, goes for her own layup, good!
Great take to the basket that time by Lena Carter.
Take no prisoners layup, 35-16 Watertown. King up to Clark. Top of the key to McClary. Back up to Clark. McClary way behind the arc.
Good hustle that
away,
time by
won the
Sophia
ball.
Ray.
Ray tried to keep it back in bounds. Go into Young and now back over to Watertown. Back to Young. That's a great look. She's got nothing but net in front of her. Young going for the layup.
She misses the layup. It's not one that you can miss there, but Watertown commits a turnover of their own. So Watertown coming out playing a little sloppy themselves, but once again, it goes back to taking advantage of the opportunities they give you. We've missed some free throws. We missed a layup.
Carter into Young. She'll cross half court. Now down low to Cruz. Cruz to Ray. Top of the key to Carter. Carter drives for 3 from the top of the key. No good. Miller goes for a rebound.
Cadence Miller showed up to play tonight.
Rebound and the foul.
Rebound and put back. And the foul at the line with an opportunity to make this a three-point play. The score is 35-18. As Coach Lawson said, you'd like to dig into that lead, get it to within 10.
All right, so we'll take a timeout. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. Watertown leads 35-18 over your Cascade Lady Champions.
On game night, winning is everything. But at First Bank, we know life's big wins happen off the field. Like when you win that amazing heart, when you win your first classroom's respect, or when you win your employees' loyalty and find the home that wins their smiles. Life's big wins take a bank big on you. Join a team that helps you win not only on game day, but on days you never forget. First Bank, the official bank of TSSAA. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And back here from the stable on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion basketball. Lady Champions trail 18-35 over the visiting Purple Tigers of Watertown. And for our YouTube viewers, we are currently trying to get this reset up the best we can as far as the visuals, but hopefully for the boys game we'll be straight. I'll have enough time to set aside and get that done, but Miller back at the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. And not able to get the three-point play. But great work here from the Lady Champions as of late. Top side behind the arc. Handed out to King. Top of the key up to Nix. Back to King, top of the key. She'll try from way back for three. Nothing but net for Madison King. They've gotten a lot of great looks from around the perimeter, and it's shown on the scoreboard. 38-18 Watertown. Up to Miller. There's her spot.
She airballs this one.
Airball to the right, but she has come to play, that is for sure. Madison King. The bounce pass to the high post to Rachel Kramer.
Foul committed that time by number 30, Susanna Cruz. Sending number 20, Rachel Cromer, to the line to shoot two.
Do you have Cromer on your list?
Yes.
Okay, so Cromer, I've been doing that one wrong. First shot is no good. Second shot up.
She connects on that one.
Going back to the Lady Champions, Kagan Young. Crosses half court through the middle, down low to Calvert. Calvert, top of the key, loose pass back to Young. That'll be backcourt violation. Sometimes you don't know if it's going to end up being that or not, but you got to go for it and try to keep possession of the ball. Cromer to King. Up high, now to McClary. McClary, top of the key to Robertson. Stolen away, Sophie Ray with the turnover. Low lane, she drives in, good for two.
Good hustle play there by Sophie Ray. Scores 39-20. You got to slow this Watertown team down.
That's fine.
Water team.
To King, up to Nix. You better believe we had a bunch of great homecoming.
Another
weeks.
Just step in front of the best that time by Sophie Ray. Cadence Miller brings the ball down for Cascade.
Top of the key, up to Young. Young to Rhodes on the high end behind the arc. She sails this pass down low. Back to Rhodes. She'll try for the low 45 three-point shot. Duds off the right end. Batted back into play. Miller with it. Batted back in by Ray. That was a great look. Down low to Calvert. And loose possession here. Picked up again by Young. That's a lucky return.
We're going to call a foul on number 20, Rachel Cromer.
So junior Annabelle Calvert will take it in from the bottom trigger. Nope, they'll switch it. Okay,
already
stay.
4 fouls committed by Watertown in the second half.
Only one for Cascade. Calvert down low to Young. Inside the arc and taken away. Another turnover for Watertown, but a whistle will stop it.
Someone leaves as a shoe. That's number 5, Madison King. Unfortunately, another turnover for Cascade.
From the bottom baseline, Watertown will put it back in. Cromer out to Madison King. She'll cross half court right through the middle, hands it up high to Nix. Sails one rainbow, top to bottom, three-point shot, bottom 45 by King is good for three.
You know, Brandon, we've just got to find a way to get a hand out in her face. She's just been way too open, way too often.
Young on the bottom end for three, no good, rebounded on the top post. And that will go.
Yeah, that was
Bella
a good
Rhodes.
follow-up for 11, Bella Rhodes. Scores now 42-22 with 3:40 left in the third.
Nix, top of the key. Passes down low behind the arc to Robertson. Now from the top side, from top of the key by Cromer, three-point shot off the mark, goes back to the Lady Champions. Kagan Young crosses half court. Hands it up high to Miller. There's the spot she's like to be, that top 45. Back to Young, though. She'll go for three. First bank three for Kagan Young, the freshman.
When you possess the basketball and don't have turnovers, you start shooting the ball pretty well. You like to see that if you're Cascade.
Robertson, top of the key, hands it up high to Manos.
Someone's got to get in the face of number 5, King.
Low key.
Good
Low
rebound
side for three.
this time by Kagan. But we are not able to hold on to the basketball there.
King goes for a fake shot and passes it down low for the shot from Lackey. That was off the mark, and then the timeout taken.
Another timeout called by Watertown with 2 minutes and 47 seconds left in the third. Scores 42-25.
And we'll take a 30-second break right here on the Zinger 100.9. Be back.
Getting the job done right on a major construction project takes experienced professionals, the kind you will find when you call Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Like your Cascade basketball squads, Curl hits the ground running while working to get the job done and beating the clock to meet your project deadline. Serving Middle Tennessee's construction and excavation needs for 25 years and still building. Make your project a slam dunk with Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Call 931-389-6996. Curl Construction. Construction.com. Dig deep and plow, Champion Nation.
And back here from the stable still during the timeout now on the Zinger 100.9. Your Cascade Lady Champions trail 25-42 over the visiting Watertown Purple Tigers.
On the floor for Cascade is Annabelle Calvert, Abrielle Presley, Bella Rhodes, Sophie Ray, and Kagan Young. Cascade still playing the 2-3 zone.
Nix from the low sideline hands out to Madison King. Behind the arc, hands it up high to Robertson. Down low to Nix. Now inside the paint for the jumper on the low elbow by Cromer. Off the mark, goes back to the Lady Champions. Sophie Ray picks it up, hands it out to Young. Crosses half court, does Young. She goes down low. Three-point shot from, nope. Rhodes has a look at it. Now hands it down low to Annabelle Calvert. She'll try the bottom side perimeter for a three-point shot. It misses.
Abrielle Presley falls to the floor and kicks the ball. Possession arrow will be going to Watertown.
And a double sub here for the Purple Tigers. They'll put out Kiera McClary and also number 13, Jaylee Robertson. Number 15, rather. Now down low with Robertson. Stolen away. Another turnover here for Cascade. Bella Rhodes crosses half court. Now hands it to Presley. Now down low with Rhodes again. She'll go for inside the three-point land shot. Missed and rebounded by Ray. She'll try again on the bottom side for the layup. Picks up the whistle and the foul. It'll be Sophie Ray going to the line.
Yeah, the foul this time is going to be called on number 22, Jocelyn Lackey. That's her first foul, the team's fifth. Sophie Ray is not able to connect on that first free throw attempt. Brandon, the inability to connect on those free throws have just really, really hurt this team tonight.
It changes the score for sure.
She does connect on that second attempt.
Second shot good, makes it 42-26 Watertown. Under 2 minutes remain here in the third. On the top side, Watertown begins to work again. McClary and the short post. Jumper by Franklin is good for two. Back to the Lady Champions. Kagan Young crosses half court on the bottom side. Passes low to Calvert. Inside the paint to Ray. Now back out to Calvert. She'll drive in through the left lane. And scramble there inside the paint. It's taken back by Watertown. Kiera McClary out to Nix. Nix up high to Manos. Some aggressive moves here from Kagan Young. She's trying to get it back over.
She's going to commit a foul there. That's going to be her third personal foul, team's third as well.
Haley Gill and Lana Carter will come in for Sophie Ray and Annabelle Calvert.
Sophie Ray's really been putting in some good minutes the last few minutes of this game.
She has. McClary inbounds it from the bottom sideline. Now back low to McClary after they pass it around the arc.
She walked. Thank you.
So Lady Champions will get another opportunity here after a Watertown mistake. A minute and 17 remain in the third, 44-26 Watertown. Kagan Young crosses half court on the bottom end. The bounce pass down low to Rhodes. Bella Rhodes looks for room, keeps her dribble as she motions left.
That bounce pass into the post, it just rarely works for Cascade.
Turnover by McClary. Out to Nix. Top of the key, hands it up to McClary. McClary looks around, she'll give back to Nix. Top elbow by Brele. And the shot put up inside the paint by Franklin off the mark goes back to Cascade. Kagan Young crosses half court through the middle. Low lane and passing around here behind the arc to Presley. Now back to Rhodes. Rhodes will go inside three-point land for the shot. It misses and Young down low to try to rebound. And goes back to Watertown again. It comes with Brele. To Nix on the top side.
22 seconds left.
Nix will back it up. She sees the quarter's about to end. Drives her way top of the key and through the middle of the lane. Now down low, three-point shot for Manos. She was all clear, all good for three. 47-26 Watertown as this quarter wraps to a close. Kagan Young goes for a last hurrah. End of quarter number 3. 47-26 Watertown over Cascade. Fourth quarter action coming up right after this. You're listening to Cascade Lady Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
This is Annabelle Calvert, junior guard, and you're listening to the radio home for Lady Champions Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
Fourth quarter about to begin here from the stable on the Zinger 100.9. Your Lady Champions trail 26-47 over the visiting Watertown Purple Tigers. The boys game coming up right after this. Your Cascade Champions 5-0 coming into the night, taking on Watertown. It should be a feisty one. We're glad you're here on the Zinger 100.9 for that. Now fourth quarter action underway. King crosses half court for Watertown to begin things. Keeps a steady dribble, backs up way behind the arc. Calls out the signs, hands it low to Brelly. Inside the paint with Burns. She'll go for the quick jumper in the lane. Misses, goes back to the Lady Champions. Presley will take things through the top side to Miller. Now down low to Rhodes. Rhodes starts her dribble, goes to the low corner. Looks for room, finds Young, and not without a turnover.
It's the Pencil City's real classic rock. WZNG Shelbyville, the Zinger 100.
Brele. Another turnover here for the Lady Champions. To Rhodes. Turnover right back again to Madison King. On the low side to McClary, top of the key. Hand up high to Manos. Short top side corner for the jumper. She gets it in for two and will pick up the foul on the Lady Champions. That's Clara Manos for Watertown.
This time the foul is going to be called on number 14, Cadence Miller.
And Susanna Cruz will come in for the Lady Champions for Bella Rhodes. First shot is up and good. She'll get that three-point play. Make it 50-26 Watertown. Another devastating night. Kagan Young down low inside the arc. Gets the ball near the rim, but will go for the
They're going to
go
call
to the
a
Garrison
foul
Valley Farms free throw line.
there on number 1. They're going to call that foul on the floor, not give Kagan an opportunity to go to the line.
So disregard. It's Presley from the low trigger. Hands it out to Cruz. She'll go for the quick layup on the top side and not able to connect. Goes back to Watertown. Madison King through the middle, across the half court, down low to McClary. McClary drives in straight through the paint and hands it up high to Manos. Manos gives it right back to Clary. Then to Brelly. On the low side, she goes in for the layup. Batted away by Young. She's got 1-on-2. Goes for the jumper there on the top end and no good. They wrestle for it under the bucket.
They tie the ball up. Cascade will be inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. Scores 50-26, 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in the fourth.
Presley will inbound it from the top baseline. Down low to Haley Gill. Gill's first shot no good. Rebounded by Cruz on the bottom side. Down low to Miller. Miller now top of the key to Young. She'll drive in there for another shot. Gets her own rebound. Duds under the bucket.
This time, I'm fairly confident she'll be going to the line to shoot two.
And she will.
As the foul is being called on number 4, Izzy Burns.
So it'll be freshman Kagan Young to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line. First shot is good. The trade here for Watertown. Back into the game comes Presley Clark for the foul McClary. I'm sorry, it wasn't McClary that was fouled, but she's going back into the benches. And second shot good there for Young. Makes it 50-28 Watertown.
Cascade picking up a little bit of full court pressure, but unfortunately, Watertown beats that pressure. Number 11,
Manos
Claire
in the
Manos.
top side for 2. 6 minutes remaining in the ball game. Up top with Miller. She hands it out to Presley on the top end. It's stolen away again. Another turnover for Watertown. Presley Clark. Half court, hands it up high to Nix. Nix backs up a tad. Has the block from Ariel Presley. Presley almost gets the block on it, but the pass is successful to Manos. They drive up to the top short corner. Now top corner with Manos to Nix. 3-point shot from the high end off the mark, goes back to Cascade, to Kagan Young. Young up to Miller. Miller goes to her favorite spot for the 3-point shot. She gets it again. That's
Cadence Miller just really connecting on those 3-point attempts tonight.
her third shot from that top 45 successful tonight. 52-31, Watertown. Low side,
You got a
inside the
rebound there.
perimeter, no good. Rebounded again by Watertown by Izzy Burns. Also misses, and Cascade will get another chance after a silent Watertown possession. Down low to Miller. For 3, low corner. Look out, first bank 3-pointer.
Wow, 52-34. Cadence Miller showed up to play tonight. She's connected on a lot of those 3-point attempts.
We'll take another 30-second break. Be right back and Cascade trails 34-52 over Watertown.
Are you planning that next big project and thinking how nice it would be if I had a dumpster right there on site? Then call DNR Dumpsters in Shelbyville. DNR Dumpsters provides quality and convenient dumpster rental service for commercial and residential applications. Roll-off dumpsters with prompt delivery, even next-day delivery and haulaway available. Call DNR Dumpsters at 931-684-1685. For more information, visit dnrdumpsters.com.
And back here on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball. 4 minutes and 54 remain in the ball game. It's 34-52. Lady Champions trail.
It's been all Cadence Miller for Cascade in tonight's game. I believe she has 16 total points, Brandon, so she's really connected big on those 3-point attempts. Let's see if we can slow Watertown down and pick up the pace and score some more points of our own here. 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in this game. Another turnover there.
Here comes Cascade with Young right through the middle of the paint. She hands it up to Miller. Cruz with the rebound on the top side. No good, but she'll get the foul, and it'll be Cruz going to the Garrison Valley free throw line.
This time the foul was called on number 23, Gwen Franklin. Susanna Cruz connects on the first free throw attempt.
Second shot on the way for Cruz. Hits both. 52-36 Watertown, 4 minutes and 30 remaining in the ball game. On the top side behind the arc, it's McClary.
Oh, Sophie Ray knocking the girl down from Watertown outside the arc.
Out to Cromer. After that, before that happened there.
That's Sophie's first personal foul, team's 5th.
McClary from the bottom sideline from the Watertown bench hands it out to King.
You got to stay in the face of Madison King. She also can connect.
To Race, to McClary, top of the key, up to Cromer.
Yes,
pass
Kagan
around to
Young.
King. They're giving them plenty of chances here, but Watertown holds on to it. King up high to Cromer. Down low on the arc to King. Inside the low corner, now back top of the key. She goes for 3. Race all in her lonesome. No good there for the 3 ball. And Calvert there to pick up the turnover. And it gets out to Young on the low side. To Cruz on the low side for 3. No good. Miller there for the quick rebound. Young there for rebound number 2. It's good. Kagan Young there, right place, right time on the bottom end.
Hustle play there by Kagan Young, getting back that time. Susanna tries a 3-point, misses. Rebound by Cadence Miller, then put back again from Kagan Young.
52-38 Watertown, 3 minutes and 30 remaining in the
Young
ball game.
intercepted this pass.
Young on the top side for 2. No good. Rebounded by Miller. Both rebounds are unsuccessful. Sophia Ray not able to get to work either.
All right, but the ball is knocked out of bounds by Watertown. We missed 2 easy layups there, but we're going to be getting the ball underneath our own basket. Hey, Brandon, we connect here. This score is within 12 points. Currently, the score is 52-38.
Already a world of difference from last Thursday. I know that much. Calvert for low trigger. Out to Miller. To Young. Low side. The ball doesn't go with her shot. It goes back to Watertown. Just taken right away to Kira McClary.
Got to come up here and play defense now. You don't want these seconds ticking off of that clock.
Crosses half court up to Cromer. Now back to Race. She's out top of the key. They pass around now up to Manos. Manos top of the key. Up to McClary. McClary top of the key. Now to Cromer, excuse me. To Race. They keep trading spaces. Up top to King.
Oh, and another foul. This time is going to be called on number 2, Kagan Young.
And you can't blame her. I mean, she's doing all she can here.
She's really, she's trying.
Really trying to draw that turnover.
That's 4 fouls now on Kagan. She'll be coming out of this game. So will Annabelle. They're going to get a quick breather. Like to get Cadence Miller back in this game as soon as possible. She's had the hot hand tonight.
McClary top. Well, hey, they inbound it from the top sideline. Now back to McClary. To Manos. I'm sorry, that's Nix. Down low to King. King top of the key. Now up to McClary. She drives in from top to bottom. Now hands it down low behind the arc. Now back top of the key to McClary.
Going to have to turn up the heat on this defense here. They're just passing the ball around. Very content.
From the foul line up to Nix. Now back to McClary.
We've got a foul to give here, Brandon. We may have to commit that foul. Send them to the line to shoot 1-and-1, but this is not working. Precious seconds running off of this clock here.
Now 2 minutes and 12
got
remain.
to foul. You've got to foul, Brandon.
They got to pick one here. There
Finally,
we go, Carter.
Finally, just way too much time going off the clock here. We've had a minute that they've passed this ball around, and now we're sending to the free throw line. Score 52-38. Number 1, Kira McClary at the line for Watertown. She'll be shooting 1-and-1.
McClary's first shot.
It's good.
The one and only. Going for another here. 2 minutes and 8 remain in the ball game. 53-38 Watertown.
That shot's going to be short, but Watertown gets their own rebound here.
Some of the lights go, a section of the lights went out here.
Yeah, I
in the
believe
gymnasium.
somebody has leaned against one of the walls over there. And
Nix down low to King.
We've got to.
Behind the arc.
All right, Kagan Young commits a foul. Unfortunately, I believe that's going to be
2 shots.
No, they'll be going to the line to shoot 1-and-1, but Kagan Young has committed her 5th personal foul. They'll be letting the officials know that now.
This will be Miranda Nix to the line for Watertown.
Kagan Young commits her 5th personal foul. She'll be exiting this game. Lena Carter will be coming in. A little delay there.
A minute and 52 on the board right now in the ball game. As we wait for the 1-and-1 from Miranda Nix. First shot is good. Second shot on the way.
It's also good.
2 for 2 there for Nix. Makes it 55-38. Watertown, a minute and 52 remain in the ball game.
You got to play fast now if you're Cascade.
Yeah, a lot of time has been killed away. Calvert down low to Miller. On the low 45, hands it into Sophie Ray. Now down low to Miller. She'll try for 3 on the bottom corner. Good!
She connects on another big three-pointer for Cadence Miller.
Why did we not get her lit up earlier? I mean, she's been all over it.
I don't know, but Brandon, it just comes back to if you're able to pass and you're able to catch, you can make some things happen get some open shots, and we've done that tonight, and Cadence Miller's connected big.
That's definitely what it's all about. We'll keep it right here on the Zinger 100.9. Cascade Lady Champions trail 41-55 with 1:39 remaining, and already a lot better picture than the one we'd like to forget last week.
Yeah, and even what we would like to forget from that first half, you know, as we talked earlier, when opening up this game, we committed 8 turnovers back to back to back to back. You know, dug ourselves in a hole that we've had a hard time digging ourselves out of. But you do like the way our Lady Champions have kind of fought back and made this score a little bit more respectable. You're likely not going to come away with a victory tonight, but they're still fighting, and they're doing a little better.
There's some fire to build on here because, I mean, tomorrow you're going into another hostile environment. You're headed to Moore County to get the rematch from last week.
You're
and
going.
You know that's got to be in their heads as well as they end up with this game.
Right.
And not to mention the trip to Fayetteville on Friday. It's a busy week.
Tough week for Cascade, and it's not going to get any easier. We're going to come out in a 2-2-1 full court press, trying to turn that up on Watertown.
Marie Brelli down low will inbound it from the bottom baseline, and they will shoot out of a cannon already up to McClary on the top side behind the arc for Watertown.
And now we've got to get out there on them. The clock is running.
They are absolutely frozen. Now they start to move up to King.
Yeah.
Pressure her out. They want to draw the foul because they would take it to the buzzer if they don't.
About 30 seconds run off the clock before we're able to commit that first foul. They'll be back at the line to shoot 1-and-1. There we now have 9 team fouls. So the next time they'll be going to the line to shoot 2.
Annabelle Calvert comes in for Anna Clanton.
She connects on that first free throw attempt. That's Madison King. She's had a hot hand for Watertown tonight.
Second shot due up.
She connects on that as well.
57-41 for Watertown with 1:20 remaining or so here in the ball game. Susanna Cruz will inbound from the bottom trigger.
She's got to make something happen really, really quick here if you're Cascade.
Out to Calvert, she crosses the timeline on the bottom side. Short pass to Carter. I'm sorry, to Ray. Now down low to Calvert. Behind the arc now to Carter.
Just too much time, too much dribbling here if you're Cascade. We've got to take a shot.
Inside the paint to Ray. She tries to dive up there. It's taken right out of the hands by Watertown. It goes back to him with under a minute remaining.
30 seconds just off the clock, dribbling around, not making anything happen. And now Sophie Ray commits a foul. She'll be sending number 0, Miranda Nix, to the line. She'll be shooting 2 this time.
And the Watertown will have Presley Clark check in for the last seconds in this one.
She connects on that first free throw attempt. Scores 58-41.
10 fouls for the Lady Champions this second half, 8 for Watertown, team fouls.
She also connects on that second attempt.
Cruz will hand it in from the bottom, left to right, out to Annabelle Calvert. Crossing half court, hands down low to Carter. She drives in, low post, loses the ball out of bounds on the bottom base.
.3 seconds left. Watertown will be inbounding the ball, bringing it down the floor.
King up near the half-court C.
Cadence Miller commits a foul. The fouls now, Brandon, you could probably call them off. With a score of 59-41 and 36 seconds left. This game is all but over.
I'll do just that. First shot up and in for Madison King. Second shot is good. The Purple Tigers of Watertown were 0-5 coming in here tonight.
They've stretched that lead back out to 20. Connecting on all those free throw attempts.
Calvert crosses the half court on the bottom end.
She picks up that dribble, and that bounce pass, like we said, does not work.
Into Sophie Ray.
Annabelle Calvert was out last week with an illness. I think she's still trying to get her legs under her.
So back to the free throw line we go, this time for Watertown. It's Macy Brelly.
She connects on her first attempt.
A substitution for the Purple Tigers. In comes Jocelyn Lackey. Second shot up for Brelly. Misses.
Oh, she goes over the line there. So they're going to take that attempt away from her. Susanna Cruz will be inbounding the ball.
26 seconds left on the board. Cruz out to Calvert. Calvert crosses the half. Up to Cruz, down low to Calvert.
You got to shoot that.
Passes in short to Ray. Now out to Cruz, top of the key. Up to Carter. Carter drives in,
Just
loses
too much
control of the
time.
basketball.
There's no sense in fouling.
9 seconds on the board as it stops. And
we'll be inbounding the ball. Annabelle Calvert to Sophie Ray with 9 seconds left.
Calvert into Carter for the low side jumper.
Oh, and they foul. Lena Carter will be sending her to the line.
5 seconds on the board. Carter to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line.
She misses on that first free throw attempt.
Anna Clanton in for Annabelle Calvert. Hits the second. Clocks will tick away here. Watertown will try to hold on to the victory, and that'll do it. So your Cascade Lady Champions in the first game of 3 in this week with another loss. Final score here from the stable. Lady Champions 42, Watertown 62. And your Lady Champions will go 1-5 on the year as we head to Lynchburg tomorrow night to take on the Moore County Lady Raiders in a rematch from last Thursday. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the post-game report built by DNR Contractors coming up here real soon. And the boys game coming up next. They are 5-0 and looking to continue the streak here tonight, taking on the Watertown Purple Tigers. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Zinger 100.9, your radio home for Cascade Lady Champion and Champion Basketball.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. Cascade Vet Hospital.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates. And you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
Hi, I'm Blake Bloom from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today, 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is the season when not just our head, but our heart's in the game. A time when our town starts to feel more like our team. At First Bank, we're community superfans. We don't wear uniforms, but we all wear our heart for community on our sleeve. That means we're not just in the bleachers Friday nights. We're in your corner 24/7, cheering your goals even louder. Don't just get a bank, get a team. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
This is Cadence Miller, sophomore guard, and you're listening to your radio home of the Cascade Lady Champion Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
And back here from the stable, and welcome into the post-game report built by DNR Contractors for your Cascade Lady Champions They fall 42-62 over the visiting Purple Tigers of Watertown tonight. And it's another unfortunate loss here for the Lady Champions, but learned some lessons here tonight. Again, a lot better from last Thursday, and looking to carry it to Tuesday night tomorrow on the road in Lynchburg for the rematch with Moore County. Brian, I know you're hard at work over there on the post-game stats. Any final thoughts, and also who's our player of the game and heart of a champion tonight?
You know, Brandon, we dug ourselves in a big hole tonight, but you like to see some of the things you saw tonight after we started protecting the basketball, moving the ball around, getting some of our players open, and a player that's been kind of quiet for us the last few games, Cadence Miller, she finished tonight with 19 points. That's a really big night for Cadence Miller. Your State Farm Rob Gardner player of the game goes out to Cadence Miller. Your heart of a champion from Cascade Veterinary Services will go out to freshman number 2, Kagan Young. She finished tonight with 10 points. She got herself in a little foul trouble early, had to exit the game also a little early tonight after fouling out, but she finished the night with 10 points. So player of the game, Cadence Miller, heart of a champion, Kagan Young.
Thank you, Brian. And before we get out of this, the final thoughts again on the end of today, and then what's going to be the game plan for tomorrow night in Lynchburg.
You know, we just got a tough week. We knew that coming into this week. You'd like to have seen us do a lot of the things a little better starting off this game tonight so you could go into this week with an early victory. But we have a tough matchup tomorrow night against Moore County at Moore County, and then we wrap up the week in Fayetteville. So, you know, tomorrow night it goes back to the keys of the game tonight was don't beat yourself. We beat ourselves early on in this game. Hopefully we come out tomorrow night, we take care of the basketball and not dig ourselves in such a hole early in the game and give ourselves a fighting chance against a very good Moore County team.
And folks, we now have Mr. David McGee in the studio, the booth tonight, and we want to welcome you in for Cascade Champion Basketball taking on the Watertown Purple Tigers tonight. David, good afternoon.
Good evening, Brandon. Good evening, Brian. It's good to be back here at the stable as Cascade hosting Watertown this evening. Cascade boys coming off a big victory. Was it Thursday night?
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday night against Moore County here at home. A final score 74-50. Of course, the boys entering this contest with a record of 5-0, 5 wins, 0 losses. Those wins are over. First game was Hampshire, then Tullahoma, followed by Eagleville, Rockville, and then Moore County. So, what to expect tonight against Watertown? I don't know. It's like you guys did a little homework, I guess, prior to looking at the girls' stats, and you guys couldn't find much on Watertown either, could you?
Yeah, there's just not a lot of information on either one of these Watertown teams, you know. But coming into the night's game, I believe Brandon does have their overall record. So, Brandon, if you'll.
I've got 3 and 4 according to Coach T tonight.
Coach T.
They're usually more reliable.
Well, looking out here at the floor and looking at these guys, it's not exactly what I was expecting. These guys have some size to them, and they've got height. They've, not to be underestimated by no means. So, tell you what we'll do. We'll open it up. Fellas, back at the station. Let's start Cascade Champion Basketball right here on the Zinger. We're back right after this.
Cascade. We're going to look to shoot it a little more. We're going to look to maybe get a few more possessions per game. It's going to be a little more up-tempo.
3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Time to unleash the champions. You're tuned into the radio home of Cascade Champions Basketball, WZNG Shelbyville, the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400. The student section is loud, the teams are warmed up, and we're almost set for the opening tip-off. Let's send it courtside live. Here's David McGee and Brian Cruz.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School. Like I said before, it's Watertown. As came to, I don't know, we go by Bell Buckle or War Trace now. War Trace on this side, Bell Buckle on this side, War Trace on the other.
I think we're in Bell Buckle
It's
now.
Bell Buckle now. So Bell Buckle on this side of the road, War Trace on the other. But,
We're in the stable.
We're in the stable.
You'll
We're in the
you'll-
stable.
You'll catch me calling it War Trace.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. It's been War Trace. It's been Bell Buckle. But we are here at Cascade High School tonight. Watertown in town. Again, matching these guys up, just looking over the guys out there warming up. These guys have got some height. They've got some speed. Not a whole lot of information on the internet, I guess. As we mentioned earlier about these guys, they did have a record of, what would you say, Brandon?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. So I'm not sure who they've matched up against so far.
Some of their teams, for both of them in Watertown, they went to the Thanksgiving Classic at Whitwell High School near Chattanooga. So that had made up for a bunch of it.
Yeah. So, again, I want to thank our sponsors sponsoring Cascade Lady Champion basketball right here on the Zinger all season long. It's First Bank right there on Madison Street in Shelbyville. Curl Construction, Garrison Valley Farms, Cataldo Auto Repair Service, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm agent Rob Gardner. So, again, if you're out visiting those sponsors, doing business with them, if you're not doing business with them, we encourage you to stop by and do some business with these guys and tell them you heard them right here on the Zinger as you support Cascade Nation and Champion Nation right here, official home for Cascade basketball, 100.9 WZNG. Brandon, give us a shout out on all our other things that I can't ever
That's
get
right.
straight.
The Zinger 100.9. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all the latest updates, and also on the free mobile app. That's the Zinger 100.9 on the App Store and Google Play. I was not really paying attention to what all you mentioned.
That's
so
okay. That's
did
okay.
Did you hit all the bases?
I hit the. All right, let you hit the bases.
Okay.
But we also got a new addition this year, and it's YouTube. The Cascade High School has their YouTube feature. I don't know. Looks like we were having some problems with it earlier, Brandon. Is it back up?
I'm doing everything we can here to get it back up.
Okay.
Everything's showing negative right now, but
It's not our control.
No, sir. The video source is recording. We're trying to get it to our side of things.
Worst case scenario, it will be hosted so you can watch it later if you'd like to catch it, watch it. Maybe once they get that fixed, the recorder is recording. It's just not pushing through on our end. So we're working to get that fixed for you. But Coach Lawson out at half court watching his guys get ready. As he is with his secret notebook in his back pocket. Brian, is that what we referred to it as last year?
Yeah, we had an opportunity to talk to Coach Lawson earlier in this game, and he knows that this is a very big week for him with 3 games on this schedule. David, if you'll remember from our coaches show, a lot of those players circled that Fayetteville City game on Friday night. Hopefully we haven't looked too far out ahead of this week, and we come here tonight at our own home court and take care of business against the Watertown Purple Tigers.
Just like you said at halftime, you take them one game at a time. And like you said, Brian, Fayetteville being a standout for most of those student athletes that came in there and talked to us that are on the Champions team. They want that victory at Fayetteville. And it's just unfortunate that that's the 3rd game in the week. So I hope these guys get a little rest Wednesday, Thursday, come back on a Friday night or head over Friday night to Fayetteville and be prepared to play. It's wet outside. It's warm in the gym. If you didn't make it out here tonight, it looks like several people decided to opt to not battle the weather. And I hope you're listening to us right here on WZNG. We'll be with you Friday night as well as we travel to Fayetteville for that game. Also, 4 minutes on the clock before we get ready for this contest. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. We're back in 2.
There's peace of mind when you discover quality local beef for your family that's backed by tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Taste the difference of locally processed beef, free of antibiotics, steroids, and hormones. They always have quarters of beef available and halves and wholes available by request. 931-389-1005. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Fill your freezer with quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in War Trace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in War Trace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement expert. locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry. From roofing to remodels or home additions, DNR Contractors is here to help with your next home improvement project. Get your home holiday ready by calling my daddy today at 931-684-1685 or visit our website at dnrcontractors.com. Go Champs!
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. CascadeVetHospital.com.
You're listening to the Zinger 100.9 and AM 1400 WZNG Shelbyville, your radio home for Cascade Champions basketball.
All right, welcome back, Cascade High School. We're just a couple minutes away before we get started. Don't want to forget about our keys to the game. Cataldo Auto Repair Service keys to the game. Brian, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, I think, David, just taking some advice from Coach Lawson, we'd like to start fast. In this 3-game week, key to this game is protecting the basketball, starting fast, and getting some of your bench some playing time because we have so many games this week. So I'd say, 1, start fast. 2, this looks like a very physical team. Looking down there at number 30 and some others, I don't know who their playmakers are, but they've got some size. So we're going to have to do the little things right, boxing out, taking care of the rebounds, no rim watching.
No rim watching tonight.
And then, let's see, number 3, I say let's just score. Have fun.
Let's score.
So that's good. It's fun winning. So I say let's just score some points and have fun doing so.
I like it. So there's your Cataldo Auto Repair Service keys to the game. Per Mr. Brian Cruz, your Cascade Middle School headed over to Liberty tonight, so that might be the reason crowd's a little bit lighter here. Crowd split with Cascade Middle School at I didn't even read what it said, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all right. All right. Monday nights were designed for middle school, Tuesday nights for high school, but sometimes these 3-game weeks put you playing on middle school game nights as well.
Yeah, so middle school, Cascade Middle at Liberty night, always an exciting night. I think the Liberty spectators are more fun to watch probably than the games at Liberty. But,
they get into it down there.
But, certainly a good time. We're just a few seconds away from starting lineups here as we prepare for the boys' action. Looks like Watertown will be wearing gray uniforms with purple numbers and white trim. The Cascade Champions will be in their home whites again, as normal here at home. White jerseys, white shorts, orange numbers with black trim. So,
all right,
Brian,
we're going to be getting the starting lineup for the Watertown Purple Tigers. And starting for the Purple Tigers is number 1, Trent Spradlin. Number 3, J.J. Goodall. Number 11, KJ Woods. Number 24, Corey Smith. And number 30, Chase McConnell. And now,
the lights go out.
The lights go out.
We got the spotlight tonight.
The spotlight will be coming on.
Spotlight.
Well, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
Or Monday night.
I mean, we just keep taking it up a notch and taking it up a notch.
In this corner. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. All right. I like this.
And for your Cascade champions, number 2, the senior, Jaden Gulick.
Oh, yeah, this is nice. I like the spotlight.
Number 12, senior, Lucas Clanton. Number 13, senior, Thomas Gentry. Number 20, junior, Saban Burris. And number 24, the crafty one, senior, Jackson Davis.
So there you have it, your starting lineup right here on 100.9, your official radio home for Cascade champion, Lady Champion basketball. 8 minutes on the clock.
Dave, we talked about number 30 for Watertown,
He is
Chase
a
McConnell.
tall fella.
That's a big guy.
He's a big guy. Saban Burris will match up against him for the tip-off.
I'm going to bet you that he underestimates the jump ability of Saban Burris.
As most do as they enter the big C at midcourt. Referee heads to mid-center court here. We'll toss it in the air. The ball's tipped. It'll be recovered by Thomas Gentry. Champions will be moving right to left on your radio dial, left to right on your YouTube channel. They'll pass it around the arc. Get it in the hands of Clanton. Clanton goes inside the burst to paint. Back outside to Davis. Davis going to drive from outside the arc through the paint towards the basket. Take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound by Burris. Burris slaps it right back up over the backboard. Cascade strikes first. It's 2-0. On the Watertown end, they'll bring it down the court, cross the timeline, pass it around. KJ Woods with it. They'll find number 30. McConnell inside the paint. He'll turn, take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Burris. Burris will bring it up the court. Cross to the Cascade side. Pass it high side to Gentry. Gentry now high side in the corner. He'll go back towards midcourt. Outside the arc. Going to drive through across the baseline. Have to send it back out to Gulick on the low side. Finds Clanton in the low corner. Clanton takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Big rebound by Saban Burris there. Turns and spins in the paint and puts two more up.
I'm going to say it, David. Playing like a man.
Playing
Saban
like
Burris
a man.
Just gets a big rebound and put back there over the number 30.
4 points on the board, all of them by Burris at the moment. Back on the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc, take it to the low side, outside the arc, drive into the paint, cross the baseline, take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Clanton. Back to the other end, cross the timeline onto the Cascade side. Clanton's with it on the high side. 6 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Clanton will take the jump shot just beyond the free throw line. Count it for two. 6-0. Champions starting this first quarter off strong, Brian.
Just a really good look at the basket that time by Lucas Clanton.
Number 11 with it now with Woods for Watertown. Brings it down the court, crosses the timeline onto their end. They'll pass it around the arc. Go high side with it. Still outside the arc. Goes back towards the middle. Top of the key. Now back high side corner. They'll take the shot. Air the ball, rebound Thomas Gentry. It was Spradlin with a shot. Gentry will bring the ball down the court real quickly for the Champions. Drive inside the paint, send it out, high side corner to Gulick. Gulick takes a three-point shot from the corner. Shot's no good. Rebound McConnell. McConnell's going to be a threat for those rebounds with his height.
He will be, but Saban Burris is giving him all he wants
Yes,
right
sir,
now.
he has. Back on the Watertown end, Woods brings the ball, sets things up at midcourt. He'll pass it low side, outside the arc to Spradlin. Spradlin's going to drive straight towards the basket. Inside the paint, turns around, has to give it back to Woods. Woods now going to take his shot going inside the paint.
We
He looks
have a
like he
player
twists
down.
an ankle or something.
I don't know, David. He's grabbing that knee. Let's hope that he is okay. Training
It
staff.
It was not a bump. It was nothing.
No,
he just,
it was just
something
a
gave
knee
out on
buckle
him.
there.
Yeah.
You just hope that number 11, KJ Woods, is going to be okay.
Yeah,
You
Woods.
always fear the worst when that knee gives out like that. Hopefully that's not an ACL or.
Yeah, Woods on the ground getting some attention from the coach and the trainer. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to WZNG. It's Cascade Champion Basketball. We're back in 30.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
All right, back at Cascade High School, 5 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Well, KJ Woods makes it up, and back to basketball action we go. Cascade will bring the ball down the court on the high side, send it to Gulick. Gulick finds Clanton. Clanton takes the jump shot, knocks. Looks
They're
like
going to call the charge foul there on Lucas Clanton. That's his first.
Yeah, he knocks Trent Spradlin to the floor. Clanton takes a shot. The whistle blows. They call the charge. It'll be a turnover for Cascade. It'll go back to Watertown. They'll inbound it, put it in the hands of J.J. Goodall. Goodall brings the ball to the court for Watertown, takes it high side. Passes it high side around the arc. Now back to the middle. Now inside, in the paint. Turn, spin, take the shot. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Jackson Davis. Cascade travels quickly back to the other end. They'll give it to Thomas Gentry in the high side corner. Now around the arc. To Gulick. Gulick takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Spradlin for Watertown. We all go to the other end. Cross the timeline. They'll pass it inside the paint to McConnell. McConnell takes the easy jump shot off the backboard. Count it for two. Watertown's on the board with two. Make it 6-2. Cascade leads by 4 on the Cascade end. Jackson Davis drives straight towards the basket through the paint. takes the jump shot. The shot is blocked. The whistle blows. The ball goes out of bounds, and it was a clean block. It'll be Cascade ball from the baseline underneath their own basket. Davis will inbound it for the champions. He'll go to Burris. Burris, high side on the 45. Takes the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound or Watertown. Spradlin with it. He'll give it to Goodall. We'll go back to the other end. Goodall crosses the halfway mark to Spradlin. Now they'll go low side. Round the arc. Now to Reynolds in the game for Watertown. Reynolds, top of the key. He'll pass it. Low side to Smith. Now to Spradlin. Spradlin in the low corner. Turns around, gives it back to Smith. Smith goes back top of the key. They'll back up at midcourt and reset with Goodall with it. Now to Smith. Now to Spradlin. Spradlin, low side. Back to Smith. Smith takes the jump shot inside the arc. Shot's no good. Rebound, Saban Burris.
Another big rebound there from Saban Burris.
Burris gives it to Davis. Davis goes to the Cascade end. He'll pass it high side corner to Gulick. Gulick tries to get it to Burris right there at the paint. 30 reaches in, knocks the ball out of bounds. The whistle blows. They're going to call the foul against number 30.
They did. A big foul there. This time, Saban Burris just trying to post up against the big number 30. He reaches over his back, commits the foul.
Looks like Gulick will come out. Isaac McElroy will come in. Davis will inbound it for the champions from the baseline underneath their own basket. 4 minutes on the clock. He'll inbound it to Gentry. Gentry will take it outside the arc, high side. Try to find Burris in the paint. He does. Burris sends it back out to Davis on the low side. Davis will drive towards the basket, make it to the paint. The whistle blows. What's the call there,
They're going to call the travel there. Jackson Davis maybe just shuffles his feet a little too much there as he goes underneath the basket.
So another turnover for Cascade. It'll be Watertown basketball. They'll inbound it to Woods. Woods brings the ball up the court for Watertown. He'll pass it low side to Reynolds. Reynolds drives towards the basket from the low side, takes the shot. It's blocked by Burris. Burris knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be.
Wow, they're going to give the ball. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I think the official is overturning that. The ball was clearly blocked by Saban Burris, knocked out of bounds. And
so Spradlin will inbound it for Watertown. They'll get it in. They'll give it right back to Spradlin. Spradlin from the low side works his way back to top of the key. He'll cross the free throw line, pass it back out to the high side 45 where they'll take a three-point shot. Shot's no good. It'll go out of bounds in the low corner. It'll be last touch by Watertown. It will be Cascades basketball. Isaac McElroy will be inbounding it for the champions. He'll pass it to Gentry.
Watertown coming out in a full court press here, David.
Gentry now decides to take the ball up the court for himself with the press. Gentry's going high side. He'll try to pass it to McElroy. McElroy gets reached in from behind by J.J. Goodall, it looks like. Is that the foul, Brian?
Yes, that is the foul. As Isaac McElroy was posting up on J.J. Goodall. He reaches around McElroy, commits the foul.
Davis inbounds it for the champions to Thomas Gentry, who finds Burris. Burris sends it back out to Davis outside the three-point line. Davis goes in, comes back out, hands it off to Clanton in the low corner. Clanton across the baseline towards the basket. Turns around, tries to pass it to Burris. The pass is knocked by a Watertown player, goes into the backcourt. Jackson Davis picks it up, and
they're going to call a backcourt violation.
They just didn't see it tipped off his hand, did they? So probably tough for them to see at that angle down there. But this will go back to Watertown.
You know, we started off really fast in this game. We've quietened down now with 3 minutes left in this first period.
Watertown will inbound it to Woods. Woods brings it across the timeline, passes to McConnell. McConnell just inside the arc, top of the key. They'll pass it around the arc, go back outside. Now low side to Smith. Smith back to Goodall. Goodall top of the key. He'll go high side with it to Woods. Woods now they'll bring it back all the way around to the low side. Find Woods underneath the basket. Now to McConnell. Now back top of the key. They'll come back to midcourt. Back to the low side. Back to the top of the key. They'll strip, go towards the basket. Nope. Turn around, send it back out high side, outside the arc.
I would say, David, that Watertown is very content with just running a lot of clock here, slowing this game down.
They'll take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions. Drives across the three-point line, through the free throw, through the paint, straight towards the basket. Takes the shot right off the backboard. Put it up for two. Make it Cascade 8. Watertown 2. 2 minutes left in this first period.
Just a bunny hop through the lane there for Davis.
Watertown, back on the Watertown end. They'll pass it around the arc to the low side. They'll drive towards the basket from the low side, make it inside the paint. He'll set his feet, bump into Thomas Gentry. The whistle will blow there. They're going to call the foul here against
Number 13, Thomas Gentry. That's his first.
And now Jaden Little will enter the game, and Saban Burris will take the exit. And it will be Watertown's basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket. 1 minute, 51 seconds on the clock. Score 8-2. Cascade up by 6. Watertown inbounds it to the low corner. They'll drive. They'll pass it around the arc. Now to the high side. Now back to the middle. Now work their way back to the arc to the low side. They'll try to pass it inside. The pass is knocked out loose. Almost goes out of bounds. A couple guys go diving for it. It was Thomas Gentry.
Number 11,
Woods.
KJ Woods, had the ball in his possession. He travels. Ball will be coming to Cascade here. Isaac McElroy will be inbounding the ball for Cascade.
Right in front of the Cascade bench. McElroy inbounds it to Davis. And Davis will head up towards the halfway mark slowly. And he'll cross onto the Cascade end. He'll pass it high side to Clanton. Clanton outside the arc. Now to McElroy, top of the key. Now to Davis, low side. Davis drives towards the basket. Steps inside the arc, now steps back outside the arc. Sends it back up to Thomas Gentry, who's back at midcourt. Gentry passes it high side to Clanton. Clanton steps up to the arc. Takes the shot. Raindrops!
Oh, yes!
Count it. 11-2.
Just, I was about to say that this has been a very, very quiet half. Our first quarter for the Cascade champions, but we nail a big three-pointer there.
Back on the Watertown end. They'll send it around the arc. They go high side, now back to the middle, now low side. Drive towards the basket, step inside the arc, work their way to the baseline, and they're going to call a foul here as he bumps, it was number 5, Reynolds bumps into McElroy.
Yeah, the fouls there are going to be on Isaac McElroy. That's his first, team's third. He's just kind of edging that player toward the baseline to give him the blocking foul there.
45.2 seconds left in the first period. Watertown inbounds it from the baseline, underneath their own basket. They go to the low corner, knock it out of bounds. 24, last touch at Smith, Corey Smith. They're going to give it back to them?
No, I believe that ball was knocked out of bounds by Lucas Clanton as he was reaching around there.
So they give it back to Watertown. Watertown inbounds it, sends it around the arc, top of the key. Now they'll go high side with a handoff. Now back to the middle. Now low side to Woods. Woods with it. He'll go back to midcourt and reset. Almost a carry there. He's slow dribble there. All right, they'll pass it around to Spradlin. Spradlin goes high side. Top of the key, they'll drive inside the paint, take the shot, off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, Jackson Davis. 16 seconds on the clock. We'll go to the Cascade end. Davis crosses the timeline, makes his motions. 8 seconds on the clock. Davis goes high side to Thomas Gentry. Takes the deep three by Thomas Gentry. Shot's no good. Rebound, Jaden Little puts it right back up. That shot's no good. Rebound, Watertown. They'll throw it all the way down.
Wow.
And hit a bank shot from They were, I don't know, he was just beyond the three-point line. I don't either.
It was awesome. Was that number 1?
I believe it was number 1.
Trent Spradlin.
Spradlin.
If you're listening from home, there's the red line that's on the floor for volleyball, way past half court. That's where he starts his shot.
It was about a 3/4 of a court shot, and he banks it right off the backboard. Make it 11-5 at the end of 1. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball. Right here on the Zinger, we're back in 30.
Hi, I'm Blake Bloom from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today. 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is Jackson Davis, senior guard, and you're listening to your radio home for Cascade Champions Basketball, the Zinger 100.9.
All right, welcome back to the stable. 8 minutes on the clock. We'll start the second quarter of play here as we start. Cascade leads 11-5. It will be Watertown's basketball. They'll be inbounding it from the high side at midcourt. They'll go into the backcourt, give it to Woods. Woods will bring it up, cross the timeline. They'll set things up, pass it high side. High side to Goodall. Goodall back to Woods. Woods to Spradlin. Back to Woods. Woods going to drive in, turn around, try to pass it off to McConnell. McConnell and Little will get tangled up. And will they call jump ball? They do.
Yeah, that's going to be a jump ball. Possession error coming back to Cascade. Jaden Little tying it up with a big number 30.
Yeah, he picked him up off the ground.
He did, and Little's not a little guy.
No, he's not. McElroy inbounds to Davis. Davis brings it up the court, crosses the timeline onto the Cascade side. He'll pass it low side to Gulick. Now, top of the key to McElroy. McElroy drives around Watertown straight towards the basket. Puts the shot up inside the paint off the backboard. Count it for two. The whistle blows. He'll get an opportunity for a three-point play here, Brian.
Yeah, you like to see Isaac McElroy, take the ball in there and muscle his way into the basket and connect on that big basket for Cascade there.
So 13-5, McElroy goes to the Garrison Valley Farm free throw line, takes the shot, count it. Make it 14-5. 14-5, the champions in the lead. Watertown inbounds it to Goodall, who brings the ball up the court for Watertown. They'll pass it high side outside the arc. In the hands of Smith. Smith will bring it back to the middle. Now pass it low side to Woods. Woods drives through the paint, takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Cascade. They'll give it down to McElroy. All by himself in the paint. He'll take a shot as Watertown catches up with him. The shot counts, make it 16-5. Watertown inbounds it, brings it up the court. As Cascade puts a little pressure on them now before they get up to half court. Watertown will drive inside through the paint towards the basket. He'll meet Jaden Little. Little goes up and
he rejects the player from Watertown.
It was a clean block. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Watertown basketball underneath their own basket. They'll inbound it to Spradlin. Spradlin tries to get it to McConnell. McConnell turns a spin as he does. Him and Little.
They're going to call the foul this time.
Little get tangled up again. I think the foul's going to be on Jaden Little.
Jaden Little just hustling down there.
He is hustling. So it'll be Watertown basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket. They'll inbound it. Send it around the court to Woods. Woods now to Spradlin. Spradlin takes a three-point shot from the low corner and connects for three. Make it 16-8. Champions up by 8. Inbound to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for the champions. Crosses the halfway mark. Passes it low side to Clanton. Clanton drives through the paint towards the basket. Finger rolls it in for two.
Just going to the paint and finishing the job.
It's 18-8. Watertown on the Watertown end now. Passes it low side outside the arc. They'll put it in the hands of Spradlin, who will set things up at midcourt. Pass it high side to Goodall. Goodall picks up his dribble. He'll have to pass it back to midcourt to Woods. Woods now gets pressure from Davis at midcourt, and they're going to call a timeout here.
Timeout for Watertown. He is not happy.
So timeout on the floor, 6 minutes, 5 seconds left. We're in the second quarter. The score 18-8. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball right here on 100.9 The Zinger. We're back in 30.
On game night, winning is everything. But at First Bank, we know life's big wins happen off the field. Like when you win that amazing heart, when you win your first classroom's respect, or when you win your employees' loyalty and find the home that wins their smiles. Life's big wins take a bank big on you. Join a team that helps you win not only on game day, but on days you never forget. First Bank, the official bank of TSSAA. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School as second quarter, 6 minutes, 5 seconds. We're in the middle of a timeout. That's what threw me off, Brian.
Yeah.
In a timeout here. And timeout comes to a close. Champions head back to the court. Watertown finally breaks. They'll head back out.
Watertown's coach was not happy with what he was seeing in that last possession for his team.
It'll be Watertown inbounding it from midcourt into the backcourt. They'll cross over to the Watertown side. They'll put it in the hands of Spradlin, top of the key. Now low side to Goodall. Back to Spradlin. Now high side to Woods. Woods with it outside the arc on the high side. Gives it back to Spradlin, who's back at midcourt. He'll reset. They'll pass it to Smith. Smith will go low side to Woods. Woods back to Smith. Smith now to Goodall. Goodall drives inside the paint just in front of the free throw line. Takes the shot. It rolls around and falls good. Make it 18-10. Champions now up by 8. Champions inbound to Gulick. Gulick brings the ball up the court. Passes high side to Gentry. Gentry to Burris. Burris on around. Low side to Clanton. Clanton drives towards the basket. Through the paint. Puts the shot up. The shot falls good. The whistle blows. They're going to count this basket, Brian.
Yes.
And Lucas Clanton will go to the line. Lucas Clanton goes to the line, to the Garrison Valley Farms free throw line with an opportunity to make this a three-point play as well. 20-10 your score. 5 minutes, 21 seconds left in the second period. Lucas Clanton at the Garrison Valley Farms free throw. His one and only shot. Count it. 21-10. Watertown inbounds to Goodall. Goodall gives it to Woods. Woods works his way up real quickly. They'll pass it low side. Go straight towards the basket. Find McConnell underneath in the paint. McConnell takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound. McConnell puts it right back up off the glass for two. Score 21-12. Champions inbound to Gulick. Gulick brings the ball up the court. He'll pass to McElroy. McElroy go low side to Clanton. Clanton at the 45 on the low side takes the three-point shot. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Watertown. We'll go to the other end. 4 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Watertown passes around the arc, low side. Now back to the middle. They'll step in, take the free throw line just in front of the arc. Behind the free throw line in front of the arc. Takes a shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Cascade. Gentry with it. He'll go down. Give it to Clanton. Clanton takes a jump shot at the free throw line. That shot no good. Rebound, Watertown. We'll go to the other end. They'll find McConnell real quickly in the paint, driving towards the basket. He'll take the shot off the backboard. Count it for two. A layup for Watertown. Make it 21-14. Back on the champions end. They'll give it to Burris. Burris finds McElroy underneath the basket. McElroy takes a shot. Shot's no good. He'll get his own rebound. Puts the dribble down. He'll turn, spin in the paint, take another stab at it. That shot no good. Rebound, McConnell this time. He couldn't get to it. McConnell just out got him on that one.
Yeah, he's a big man down there. You like to see what Isaac McElroy's doing. He's trying to take it to him.
Yeah, on the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc, and they'll dribble on the low side. It'll go off number 5, Reynolds. It'll go off Reynolds' foot and go out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for Watertown. It'll be Cascade basketball on the Watertown end. Jaden Little will inbound it for the champions.
Isaac McElroy and Thomas Gentry going to the bench to get a breather. Jackson Davis, Jaden Little back in the game for Cascade, along with Jaden Gulick, Saban Burris, and Lucas Clanton.
Davis brings the ball up the court. He'll pass it high side to Clanton. Clanton will step back. Nope. He'll give it to Davis in the corner. Now Davis to Burris. Burris dead center from his hot spot. Outside the arc, he takes a shot. Shot's no good. He'll get his own rebound. He'll hand it off to Clanton. Clanton's in the paint, turns, takes a shot. That shot no good. Burris is going after it. Burris and Spradlin go after it in the low corner. The ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to give this ball right back to Cascade.
That was all hustle right there, David. Saban Burris hustling after that ball. Will maintain possession here.
Davis will inbound it to Clanton. Clanton in the low corner. He'll step back to midcourt and reset. He'll hand it off to Davis. Davis now with the ball at midcourt. Steps up, passes to Gulick, low side. Now to Burris in the middle. Burris tries to pass it out to Little. The pass is picked off by Watertown. We go to the other end. Woods with the steal there. He'll pass it to Spradlin. Spradlin brings it back to midcourt. Carter now in the game for Watertown. They'll pass it to Goodall. Goodall will set things back up at midcourt. Now high side outside the arc. Watertown with it. Now top of the key to McConnell. McConnell tries to get it to Spradlin. The pass is picked off in the paint by Clanton. Clanton goes to the other end, drives, sends it to Gulick in the low corner. Gulick takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Little. Little to Gulick. Gulick to Burris in the paint underneath the basket. Burris puts it off the backboard.
That's the way you move the ball around.
Burris in action tonight.
Wow.
23-14.
No points last game for Burris. He's lighting up now.
Yeah, he's making up for the difference last week. Back on the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc. Step inside the paint, take the shot just in front of the free throw line. Shot's no good. Rebound Little. Little gives it to Davis. Davis is 1-on-3 on the Watertown end. He'll drive to the basket through the paint, towards the basket, takes it off the backboard. Count it for two. 25-14.
The crafty one, Jackson Davis, just determined to score that time, and he did.
Back on the Watertown end, pass it around the arc to score 25-14. Champions in the lead with 2 minutes on the clock left in the second period. Watertown with it. They'll bounce pass it to Spradlin on the low side. Now on around to KJ Woods. Woods back to Spradlin. Spradlin drives through the paint, turns around, sends it back outside the arc for a pass. The whistle blows.
A foul on number 1, Trent Spradlin. The charge, Lucas Clanton setting his feet.
Down there at the door. 1 minute, 49 seconds on the clock. Burris will inbound it for the champions. Burris goes to Davis. Davis will cross the line for the champions. He'll set up at midcourt. He'll get pressure from Watertown. He'll drive towards the arc, through the paint, straight to the basket. He does it again.
Yes.
Does it again, puts it off the backboard. Counted for two. Jackson Davis, 27-14. Now your score. Watertown inbounds it. Cascade puts the pressure on him. They'll go to the other end very quickly, pass it low side, take the three-point shot, and they answer right back with 3 of their own, make it 27-17. 1 minute, 15 seconds on the clock.
Number 1, Trent Spradlin, just kind of able to get that open look to the basket, can connect on that 3.
Here we go.
Back on the champions end. They'll pass it around. They'll put it in the hands of Clanton. Clanton on the low side at the 45 takes a three-point shot, connects for 3, answers right back. 30-17. Less than a minute now on the Watertown end. Less than a minute and a half. They'll pass it around, try to control. I'm sure they're going to try to control the last possession here. Nope, they're going to drive in for the shot. The shot's picked, or the pass is picked off by Clanton. Clanton finds Burris on the other end. Burris takes the layup. Can't get it in. Clanton gets the rebound, gives it to, turns around as he goes out of bounds, gives it Gulick. Gulick takes a shot. Shot bounces up in the air, doesn't fall. As it comes down, Burris fighting for the basket again.
Yeah, Jaden Little gets on the floor.
And the
falls
ball
down.
The ball eventually goes out of bounds at the Watertown bench.
I don't know what's bouncing harder, the bodies or the ball.
There's a lot of movement on that.
Just
that
a lot
possession.
of hustle.
So Watertown will inbound it now with 33 seconds left in the half. They'll bring the ball up the court. It's Woods. He'll meet Davis at midcourt. He'll go low side with it. Nope, he'll turn around. No, he will. He'll drive towards the basket through the paint. He'll have to send it out. The pass is stolen by Davis. Davis gives it to Thomas Gentry, who's all alone down there until number 00. Carter bumps into Gentry as they approach the foul line there. The whistle blows. I'm not even sure what they call
Yeah,
there.
they're going to call that 00 right in the back of Thomas Gentry as he was trying to accept that long pass.
So Cascade will inbound it from midcourt. They'll inbound it into the backcourt to Davis. Davis will step up, cross the timeline onto the Cascade end. 10 seconds on the clock. Davis with it. He's going to have to make his move. He does. His usual move. Nope. He's going to kick it out to Thomas Gentry, who takes a three-point shot with 3 seconds left. Gentry connects for 3. 33-17. And Watertown gets the possession. They'll baseball throw it up to the other end. The shot's no good. We're at halftime. Halftime here at Cascade. The score 33-17. Champions in the lead. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. We're back in 2 minutes.
Getting the job done right on a major construction project takes experienced professionals, the kind you will find when you call Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Like your Cascade basketball squads, Curl hits the ground running while working to get the job done and beating the clock to meet your project deadline. Serving Middle Tennessee's construction and excavation needs for 25 years and still building. Make your project a slam dunk with Curl Construction and Excavating LLC. Call 931-389-6996. CurlConstruction.com. Dig deep and plow, Champion Nation.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
Are you planning that next big project and thinking how nice it would be if I had a dumpster right there on site? Then call DNR Dumpsters in Shelbyville. DNR Dumpsters provides quality and convenient dumpster rental service for commercial and residential applications. Roll-off dumpsters with prompt delivery, even next day delivery and holiday available. Call DNR Dumpsters at 931-684-1685. For more information, visit dnrdumpsters.com.
When the Cascade family needs top quality veterinary care for their furry little friends, or even around the clock emergency care for livestock, they turn to the vet they trust like family. Family is exactly what you'll find at the Cascade Veterinary Hospital on Fairfield Pike in Wartrace. Proudly serving the Bedford County area since 1998, Dr. West and his team continue to serve our community by providing impeccable care in a kind and compassionate environment. 931-389-0449. CascadeVetHospital.com.
This is Thomas Gentry, senior guard, and you are listening to your radio home for Cascade Champions Basketball. The Zinger 100.9.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School. We're at halftime of the boys' game. The score, 33-17. Your Cascade champions in the lead here at halftime. Brian, it was an exciting first quarter, an exciting second quarter. There were a few moments that things slowed down. It got a little dull, but overall, lots of good things happening for the champions. Where are we at as far as lead scores for our Cascade boys?
Yeah, your lead scorers for both teams is Lucas Clanton with 13 points. Outside that, David, we've spread the scoring around with Isaac McElroy with 5, Thomas Gentry with 3, Saban Burris with 6, and Jackson Davis with 6. So a lot of players getting on the scoreboard early for Cascade. Big points from Lucas Clanton, 13 in that first half.
Halftime report built by Curl Construction and Excavating, LLC. And as always, I've got Coach Jenny DeMumbrium of the Cascade Lady Champions up here to join us. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Coach. So we had some action tonight with the Lady Champions. It looks like you had Cadence Miller with 19 points, Young with 10 points. Your Lady Champions just couldn't. It looks like they ran out a little bit of steam there at the end. Final score, 42-62.
Yeah, I actually have Cadence with 21.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's all right.
For me, I mean, when I break it down by quarter, it was 3-15 after the first. It was 11, and we scored 11. They scored 15 in the second. In the third, we scored 12. They scored 14. And in the fourth, we scored 16, and they scored 15. I think I told the girls, I said, we can't keep digging ourselves in a hole that we're not athletic enough to get ourselves out of in the first quarter. We had 9 turnovers in the first quarter as well. And so it's kind of hard to be positive when you keep getting your tail end beat as much as we're getting beat. But at the same time, I mean,
well, Coach, 42-62 is not a tail whooping.
No, it is to me.
I mean, I know what you're used to, but again, like we've talked several times, you've got a young squad.
Yes.
It takes some time to get these ladies figured out. It takes you some time to figure out what they can do.
Yes.
It takes them some time to respond to you. It's just a work in progress, and that's what it's going to take. And I know the first season's always going to be tough, no matter what kind of position you're in there. And I know it's frustrating for you. It's like Coach Lawson said at the halftime. You take these things one game at a time. So you go tomorrow, you focus on what's next. And what's next is Moore County.
Yes.
We've got Moore County coming up tomorrow night. We had a struggle with them last Thursday. So, what do you see coming up on Moore County that you want to change that, maybe things weren't working the other night? That, where did you see that Moore County dominated that you want to correct?
In my opinion, I mean, they pressured us, and we had the most turnovers that we have had. So I want to obviously take care of the ball. But at the same time, I mean, we're not going to win a ball game if we can't shoot the ball. And so we're going to have to take more shots and take better shots and make those shots. So for me, I'm not even worried. I'm so over worried about everybody else that there's so much ground that we're having to cover here at Cascade that I'm having to turn my focus from scouting to where have we gone wrong here.
Right. And I did notice one thing, Brian, I'll let you jump into here too, but I did notice one thing. I think some of your younger players, they get a little frustrated a little early, and I think it hurts them come fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Third, fourth quarter, they're so frustrated that, and that's just inexperience, and that's just it just shows their youth, right, Brian?
Yeah, and, we talked about before the game tonight, the Cataldo keys of the game is, the first one was don't beat yourself. And like you said, when you commit 9 turnovers in that first quarter, you're beating yourself. You're giving opportunities to them and taking away opportunities from yourself. The turnovers dug ourselves in a big hole. And then when we did protect the basketball, Coach, we saw what some of our players are capable of doing. When we moved the ball around, got Cadence Miller open, we had 19, you had 21. Irregardless, that's a big night for Cadence Miller.
Yep.
We've been missing her on the scoreboard for much of this season so far, but we saw what she's capable of doing. There's other players on this floor that are also capable of doing that, but they have to get the ball in their hands in order to be able to do that. So
with confidence. They have to get it with confidence, and I think that's the thing I keep reminding myself is, I mean, I'm honestly dealing with, besides some of my girls are juniors, but in terms of basketball-wise, we're all freshmen, in my opinion. And so freshman-wise, mentally, as far as game knowledge, I mean, we don't have good game management when we're getting – I mean, I thought the last 3 minutes, I mean, we could have made a run for it, but we don't know how to do that because when it's a tight ball game and we want to deny it, we don't know those things, and those are things that I'm figuring out that we don't know.
We looked up at one time, Coach, and we're like, if you connect on these free throws right here, you give yourself an opportunity to be only down by 12 after playing about as bad as possible. Then you have, like you said, we missed some free throws. We didn't take advantage of those opportunities throughout the entire game. But we had an opportunity to close it within 10 points, which was kind of the goal going in that second half. If we can get to 10, I believe we could start really causing them some trouble. But then, like you said, we have an opportunity to foul them. We'd only committed 16 fouls, and we couldn't get a girl up there to commit the foul.
I'm not even sure they're used to the term deny.
Yeah.
Because I had said that, and it's like a deer in a headlight. What's that? And so I think that if you don't come to our practices and you're not around these girls to realize the lack of basketball knowledge that there is, you probably sit up here and sit in those stands and you're like, golly, like what is going on? But it's honestly a lack of knowledge.
Tomorrow's a new day, Coach. Final score for your Lady Champions tonight. They fall by 20, a score of 42-62. Tomorrow night we head to Moore County. It's a new day, a new game. Tell your Lady Champions hold their heads high. We'll start over. We'll make better decisions tomorrow and hopefully better results, right?
Hope so, yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Coach Jenny DeMumbering, head coach for your Lady Champions, joining us here at halftime. Again, halftime of the boys game. Cascade leads 33-17. And we're about ready to get started. We better just keep it right here. Tell you what,
we'll talk about, Coach Janey. She's a perfectionist.
She is.
Knowing her and watching her play growing up, she's not going to accept this kind of defeat in her team. And
the
she's
frustration in her
encouraged.
eyes, I can see it on her face.
It's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. But, it's going to build character in the end. And, we got to get the district play and hopefully – start taking care of some of the teams that we can take care of. But one, take care of yourself. Do what you can do and do it well, do it right, and you'll start having better results.
All right, as we get ready to start third quarter action here, you're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball right here on the Zinger. It will be Watertown with the ball as we start this third quarter. Champions now moving left to right on your radio dial. Opposite on the YouTube channel. Watertown will inbound it into the backcourt. They'll bring it across the timeline. They'll go high side with it. Put it in the hands. Get my sheets back. They'll go low side. Take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. They'll get their own rebound. Put it underneath the basket in the paint to McConnell. McConnell puts it off the backboard for two. 33-19 your score. Champions inbound to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court. Crosses the halfway mark. Passes to Burris. Burris outside the arc. He waits. Now he'll dribble. Picks up his dribble. He'll pass it up in the air to Clanton. I thought we were up for an alley-oop for a second. Clanton puts the dribble down, goes to the other side of the basket underneath the goal, puts it off the backboard for two. 35-19 on the Watertown end. They'll go around the arc real quick. The pass is picked off by Davis. Davis finds Gentry underneath the basket. Gentry puts it off the backboard for two. Boom, boom, Brian. That's the way it goes.
Boom, boom. And, I know Coach Lawson was hoping to start this game out really, really fast. It didn't really go that way for much of the game, but he's had a second half opportunity.
On the Watertown end, they'll drive straight through the paint, put another layup up. It's 37-21. Back on the Cascade end. They'll pass it around the arc, go low corner to it. Gulick. Gulick will go to Burris. Burris just inside the paint, takes a shot from about 8 foot out. Count it for two. 39-21. On the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc, go low side with it, put it in the hands of number 3, Goodall. Goodall now to Smith. Smith to Spradlin. Back to Smith. Smith, top of the key, he'll go high side with it to Spradlin. Spradlin to Goodall in the high side. Now back to Spradlin. Spradlin will step back to midcourt, reset. He'll take the pass. The pass was intended for another player. It's picked off by Davis. Davis goes coast to coast through the paint. Layup for Jackson Davis. Count it. 41-21 now your score. Watertown with it. They'll go to the other end real quickly. Put it in the low corner. Woods. Woods will go across the baseline through the paint. Take the shot. Shot's no good as he knocks down Jackson Davis. Burris comes up with a rebound. Hands it to Davis. We'll go to the other end, the Cascade end. Davis with it now outside the arc. Top of the key. He'll step back to midcourt and set up as he gets pressure from Woods. He'll pass it low side to Clanton. Clanton on the low 45 outside the arc, deep outside the arc. Takes a three-point shot, connects for three, 44-21.
He's just feeling it now, David. You can tell.
These boys are comfortable out there.
44-21.
44-21 on the Watertown end. They'll pass it around the arc. They'll drive through the paint from the middle, straight towards the basket, put it off the backboard, count it for 2. 5 minutes, 18 seconds on the clock. Cascade leads 44-23. They'll give it to Clanton in the low corner. Clanton takes a three-point shot. He'll match up against Spradlin. Spradlin just a little too tall for him there.
Yeah,
or
time.
The shot's just a little too late. I'm not sure what it was.
I think that's right. Lucas Clanton, he was just feeling it from every angle of the floor.
Yeah.
Didn't recognize that guy was going to catch up to him.
The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Watertown's basketball on the Cascade end. They'll inbound it, go to the Watertown end real quickly. They'll pass it high side outside the arc to the high corner. They'll pass it back to midcourt. Drive up. Now go low side with it. They'll give it to Spradlin. He'll take a shot from the outside the arc on the 45 on the low side and count it for 3. 44-26. Champions now. Give it to Davis. Inbound. Go up the court. Cross the timeline. Davis straight towards the basket as he normally does. Takes the shot. The shot's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Watertown. They'll take it back to the other end. Put it in the hands of Spradlin. It's the same shot on the 45 on the low side. His shot no good off the front of the rim this time. The fight is for it as it goes towards the high corner and goes out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds. I'm not sure who touched it last time.
I believe they're going to give the possession back to Watertown underneath their own basket.
And they do. 4 minutes, 37 seconds on the clock. Champions lead this one 44-26. McElroy will enter the game. Gulick will exit the game for the Champions. McElroy, we really need his height out there to mess with some of these guys to keep this lead up. Watertown will pass it in. They'll pass it around the arc to the high side. They'll dribble in, take the shot from the baseline on the high side. Take the shot, it counts 44-28.
Trent Spradlin looked over there to the student section who was calling for an air ball and said, put his hand up, said, quieten that crowd a little bit.
To the Champions end, Davis tries to pass it to Little. The pass is picked off. Little ends up with it back again. Davis now picks it up, will reset. Davis gives it to McElroy. McElroy dribbles from outside the arc through the paint towards the basket, puts it off the backboard. Some good basketball tonight by Isaac McElroy.
Yeah, it looked like he was kind of going in slow motion there.
It did. 46-28 in your score. On the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc. From top of the key, they'll take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Jaden Little. Little gives it to Davis. We'll go to the Cascade end. Davis crosses, passes low side to Thomas Gentry. Gentry takes the three-point shot. Nails it. 49-28. Thomas Gentry with a big three-pointer there. Watertown inbounds, brings the ball up the court. It's J.J. Goodall with it. He'll give it to Spradlin. Spradlin to go high side to Woods. Woods on around to Smith. Smith back to Woods. Woods drives in, sends it back out to Goodall on the low side. Now back to Woods. Now to Smith. Smith at midcourt. He'll step up to the three-point line. Pass it to the high corner to Woods. Woods takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Clanton. Clanton's going to go 1-on-2 all by himself. 1-on-2. Dribbles right through him. And they just stopped and let him come right through, and he lays it up, finger rolls it off the backboard, count it for 2, 51-28.
Like they're standing still.
I think there was some thought that he might get dunked on, so he just got out of the way.
They were like rolling out the red carpet. Come on through there, Clanton. Back on the Watertown end. They'll pass it around the arc. They'll go low side with it. Goodall with it. Now to midcourt to Smith. Now high side to Woods. Woods, nope, back to Smith. Smith with it. He'll go midcourt. Now he'll go low side to Spradlin. Spradlin drives towards the basket, through the paint, puts it off the backboard from the low side. Count it for 2.
Trent Spradlin's a really good player for Watertown.
2 minutes, 25 seconds on the clock in the third period. Davis with it, drives through straight in front of the free throw line, takes the jump shot. Shot's no good. Rebound by Watertown. Gets tangled up with Jaden Little. They're going to call jump ball here, and it's going to go to Cascade.
The possession error coming back to Cascade.
Looks like we're going to have
the coach for Watertown not very pleased with that call.
Looks like Sawyer, Lovern, and Gulick will enter the game. Little and Clanton will come out. It'll be Cascade ball underneath the Cascade basket from the baseline. Inbound. Davis goes to Gentry. Back to Davis in the low corner. Now to Sawyer. Lovern. Lovern sends it out to Isaac. Top of the key. Isaac brings it across the free throw line. Takes the jump shot off the back of the rim. Shot's no good. McElroy tries to get the rebound, but he's out jumped. And Watertown will get it. We'll go back to the other end. They'll give it to Woods. Woods will set things up for Watertown. Pass it around the arc. Low side. Now back. High side to Spradlin. Spradlin turns, spins, steps inside the arc. Takes a shot from the high side. Shot's no good. Rebound Lovern. Lovern gives it to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court for Cascade. He'll go low side with it. Drive towards the basket. Takes the shot. The shot's a clean block by Watertown. They'll try to pass it real quickly to make a run on their end. It goes off the back of K.J. Woods for Watertown and rolls out of bounds right at the scorer's desk. It'll be a turnover for Watertown. This ball is going back to Cascade. Lovren will inbound it for the champions.
Nick Harris in the game for the first time tonight for Cascade.
Lovren inbounds to Davis. Davis brings the ball up the court, passes to Gulick, low side. Now to Harris, top of the key. Now to Davis, low side. Now to Lovren, underneath the basket. Lovren turns, spins, takes the shot. One, nope, shot's no good. Rebound, Lovren puts the second shot up. That shot no good. He can't get the rebound. It's knocked around, and McConnell comes up with it for Watertown. We'll go to the other end. They'll give it to Woods. Woods brings the ball up the court, crosses the timeline onto the Watertown side. And Gentry playing defense like a man,
yes.
Brian.
And then
he tries to steal it, and as he does, the whistle blows.
Yeah, the foul's going to be called on number 5, Marcus Reynolds. That's his first personal foul. Team's first.
Gentry with some excellent defensive pressure there. Comes up with the ball. And Brian,
we got a little discussion going on now between the head coach for Watertown and the official.
It was a foul on Cascade.
No, the foul was on number 5.
I'm sorry. It looked like they were lining
Marcus
up. Yeah.
Reynolds.
Okay, so it's Cascade basketball from midcourt on the sideline. They'll pass it to the backcourt to Davis. Davis brings it left to right, crosses the timeline, passes high side to Thomas Gentry in the high corner. Gentry takes the three-point shot, nails it for 3. 54-30 with the first bank three-pointer.
And
spit it out.
Coach for Watertown now is going to get teed up. He's still upset about the last call that was made. He'll be sitting down the rest of the night.
Clanton and Gentry are tied 3 first bank three-pointers each.
Now Jackson Davis will be going to the line to shoot these technical free throws.
47.9 seconds on the clock in the third period. Jackson Davis, first free throw
on that first free
off
throw
the back of the rim. No good. The Garrison Valley free throw line. Davis all by himself. Second one,
misses
also
that
no
one
good.
as well.
That one rattles no good. Make it 54-30. And Cascade will get the ball back due to the technical here. And it will be Sawyer Lovren inbounding it for Cascade at midcourt. They'll go to the backcourt to Davis. 45 seconds on the clock. Davis gets pressure from Watertown. He'll pass it low side to Gulick. We'll burn some clock here, I imagine, Brian.
Yes.
Gulick's going to drive in. Nope. Gulick's going to take the shot.
Maybe
Shot off the backboard. Shot's no good. Rebound Watertown. We'll go to the other end. Spradlin with it for Watertown. Crosses on the high side. Drives towards the free throw line. Sends it low side corner to Smith. Smith back around the arc to Carter. Carter's going to work his way in. Can't do it. Tries to pass it off to Smith. The pass is picked off by Nick Harris. And as Nick Harris makes his cutaway, the whistle blows.
They're going to call a foul this time. Oh, wow. They called the foul on Nick Harris. I thought he had possession of the basketball and was pushed from behind by number 24, but I don't know. Maybe that was a makeup call.
18.5 seconds on the clock. Watertown will get this basketball. They'll inbound it into their backcourt. Cross the timeline now. Go to the high side with it. Give it to Spradlin. Top of the key. He'll step into the free throw line. Take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Jackson Davis. Davis real quickly. All the Cascade champions get back. We'll pass it high side to Gulick. Gulick to Nick Harris underneath the basket. Harris takes the shot. The shot's blocked. It goes out of bounds. It's a clean block.
1.5 seconds on the clock. Cascade with an opportunity for nothing more than to inbound the basketball and try to get a shot up.
Davis inbounds it to Gulick. Gulick puts it up real quickly. Off the back of the rim. Shot's no good. We're at the end of 3 at Cascade High School. You're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. The score, Cascade 54, Watertown 30. Fourth quarter action on its way. We're back in 30 right after this.
Clanton Pipe and Supply, your corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe supplier. Clanton has been selling pipe for over 30 years and carries all types and sizes of corrugated plastic and metal culvert pipe. Special orders are available. If it's made, we can get it. We guarantee quality products and reasonable rates, and you'll always get professional service when you call 931-684-4847 for Clanton Pipe and Supply for any pipe and drainage needs. Delivery is available.
All right, back at Cascade High School as we get prepared to start the fourth quarter. The score 54-30. Champions looking real good, Brian.
Yeah, let's just go over a couple of game stats. Lucas Clanton leading all scorers with 20 points. He's followed by 11 points from Thomas Gentry. You know, just Lucas Clanton having a really, really big night for Cascade. Unless this team from Watertown closes in on this lead, we've probably seen the last of him.
Yeah, I've
We've
seen
got a freshman in
Logan
there
Pulley
now.
and Henry Stone taking the court for the champions. So you've got Pulley, Stone, Harris, Lovern, and Gentry on the court for the champions. It will be Watertown's basketball as we start the fourth quarter. They'll pass it in, take the shot just in front of the free throw line, inside the paint. Shot's no good. Rebound. Well, Gulick's out there. Did I miss one?
Yeah, Gulick's out there along with Henry Stone, Nick Harris, Sawyer Lovern.
Maybe I said it.
And Thomas Gentry.
Gulick and Pulley kind of got that hair flopping around. I have to look closely here. So we'll go inside the paint to Lovern. Lovern sends it back out top of the key to Gentry. Gentry drives through the paint, turns, spins, takes a shot. It bounces, comes back down. Spradlin with it for Watertown. They'll find McConnell all down there all by himself. He'll put it off the backboard, and Watertown with a big answer, real quick answer there, 54-32 your score. Champions inbound to Stone. Stone brings the ball up the court for the champions. He'll pass it low side to Gentry. Gentry to Lovern at the top of the key. Now back to Stone. Stone finds Harris in the middle. Harris hands it off to Stone. Goes underneath the basket. Goes high side with it. Passes it off to Gulick. Gulick dead center to Gentry. Gentry takes a three-point shot off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound. Watertown. Carter with it. Carter gives it to Woods. We'll go to the other end. Woods with it on the Watertown end. He'll set things up at midcourt. Pass it low side to Carter. Off Carter's hands. It'll go out of bounds at the Watertown bench. Turnover Watertown. Cascade will capitalize on this. Lovern will inbound it for the champions. Lovern with it to Stone. Stone brings the ball up the court. Crosses the timeline for the champions. 6 minutes, 42 seconds on the clock. Stone passes high side to Gulick. Now to Lovern. Dead center, top of the key. Now back high side to Stone outside the arc. Stone low side to Gulick. On around to Gentry. Low corner outside the arc. Gentry now top of the key to Harris. Harris turns around, squares up, fakes the shot, passes to Gulick, low side.
Gonna call another over the back on number 30, Chase McConnell.
I don't see Pulley out there. He was out there.
Pulley wasn't out there.
He wasn't out there?
He's not dressed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pulley's down there. He's just not out there. I got it.
Dress, warm up on.
Yeah. So it will be Cascade inbounded. Gulick and Pulley, I had confused.
Yeah, that hair. You know, all these guys come out with this long hair this year.
So
78 called. They want their hair back.
That's right. Lovern will inbound it for the champions. He'll find Harris all alone inside the paint. Harris drills it for two. 56-32. 6 minutes, 18 seconds on the clock. Champions up on the Watertown end. They'll pass it around the arc. Smith with it. He'll go high side to Spradlin. Spradlin turns, spins, turns around, back top of the key, low side to Carter. Carter steps inside the arc, takes the shot. Shot's no good. McConnell comes out of nowhere, gets the rebound. His shot's no good. Rebound Sawyer Lovern. Lovern to Stone. We'll go to the other end. Stone passes to Gulick. Gulick on the high side. Passes to Harris. Harris in the middle, sends it back out to Gulick. Gulick crosses the baseline towards the basket, takes the shot. It spins around the rim, comes back out, gets his own rebound. It goes to the floor, goes towards the Cascade bench, rolling out of bounds. Thomas Gentry always giving that 110%, dives for it, but just a little too late.
Just some great hustle. Now we have senior Eli Elliott entering the game for the first time tonight. Thomas Gentry getting a break.
So it will be Watertown basketball at the Cascade bench on the Cascade end. They'll inbound it to Woods. Woods brings it up, crosses the halfway mark. We'll pass it to Carter on the high side. Outside the arc, now to McConnell, top of the key. He'll step up to the three-point line. Pass it on around the arc. They'll go low side to Smith. Now they'll find McConnell in the middle. McConnell turns, gets double teamed, can't do anything with it. He'll have to pass it back out. They'll go back outside the arc to Carter. Now high side to Spradlin. Spradlin makes his motions, can't do anything with it. He'll have to come back to midcourt. Pass it to Carter. Carter now low side to Smith. Smith still outside the arc. Now he'll work his way back towards the middle. Pass it high side to Woods. Woods to Carter to Smith. On around the arc to the low side to Spradlin. Spradlin at the 45 on the three-point line. He's going to drive towards the basket. Send it out to Smith in the high corner. Smith takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Sawyer Lovern.
Good rebound that time by Sawyer Lovern. Henry Stone bringing the ball up for Cascade. The ball goes inside to Eli Elliott. He scores!
Yeah. Elliott with two. 58-32.
Like to see that.
First points by Elliott on the board. 58-32 on the Watertown end. They'll pass it back around the arc. Woods with it. Woods to Smith to Spradlin. High side, outside the arc. Spradlin's going to make a run towards the basket. Nope, can't do it. He'll turn around, have to pass it back to Carter. Carter, top of the key. He's going to drive inside. Sends it back out to Spradlin. High side, 45 on the high side. Takes a three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Stone. Stone's going all the way. 1-on-2. Goes towards the basket. Can't do anything with it. Has to turn around, bring it back out. He loses control of the ball. It's picked up by McConnell. McConnell passes to Spradlin. The whistle blows, and I'm not sure what happened there, Brian.
Yeah, we just dribbled the ball around. Maybe get a frustration foul this time from,
to 15.
Let's see, number 15.
Lovern.
Okay, yeah, just hustling down there tonight. You'll take that foul. Jaden Gulick coming out of the game and entering the game for the first time tonight.
It's a curl, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So he's not in just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but he's at the scorer's desk. So Watertown with the basketball. They'll inbound it, bring it down the court, pass it low side to Smith. Smith on around, high side now. We've got some different players in for Watertown as well. They'll bring it in, try to go in with it. They can't do anything with it. Send it back outside to Smith. Smith tries to pass it. The pass is picked off. Logan Pulley's out there on that court.
Logan Pulley is out there on the floor, David.
Y'all are messing with me.
No.
Logan is out there on the basketball
He's
court.
out there now, and I'll tell you who else is fixing to enter this game, the big Zach Crosland.
So we've got Curl and Crosland coming in. Lovern and Elliott coming off.
Made his first entrance into the game after, he was out with a surgery.
Yeah.
He had medical surgery, and you're just so glad to see him rejoining this Cascade champion team.
So on the Watertown end, they'll pass it around the arc with 3 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. They'll drive in, take the shot at the free throw line. It'll bounce around and fall good. Make it 58-34. Curl will inbound it to Pulley. Pulley brings the ball up the court.
He wasn't out here earlier.
I know he wasn't, but this flopping hair. They'll pass it around. Curl now, dead center, back to Pulley. Pulley in the low corner, picks up his dribble, tries to pass it to Crosland. Crosland, the pass is picked off and knocked out of bounds by Watertown. It'll be Cascade basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket. Pulley will set up to inbound it for the champions. Pulley looks. He'll pass it to Stone. Stone from the low corner drives towards the basket, takes the shot, gets knocked from behind. The whistle blows. The shot's no good, but he will.
Stone will be going to the line to shoot two.
Looks like we've got Tucker McGee ready to come in the ball game as well.
Yes, this is exactly what Coach Lawson had hoped for. And in the pregame, he was wanting to get some young guys in here so he could have some fresh legs.
First shot by Stone, count it, 59-34. 59-34. Now McGee will come in, Harris will come out. Student section loves to see these younger guys get in there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Stone at the line, second shot on its way. Also count it, make it 60. 60-34 your score. Watertown will inbound it. We'll go to the other end. They'll go high side with it. Pass it around the arc. Now bring it back around the low side. In the hands of Smith for Watertown. Smith will go back high side to Reynolds. Reynolds going to drive. Nope. They'll pass it to the high corner. They'll dribble inside, try to take the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound Pulley. It's knocked out of his hands, and Watertown comes back up with it. They'll try to pass it underneath the basket. That pass is picked off by Curl. Curl to McGee. McGee to Pulley. Will go to the other end. Cascade sets up. Pulley crosses the timeline. Sets things up at midcourt. 2 minutes, 28 seconds on the clock. Pulley passes it. High side to Stone. The whistle blows.
Oh, wow. They're going to
lane violation.
No, I think they're going to call the charge there on white team number 11, Zach Crosland.
I missed that.
Yeah. He was trying to set up a screen there.
So turnover Cascade. It'll be Watertown basketball. They'll inbound it to Spradlin. No, I'm sorry. Reynolds. Reynolds brings the ball up the court. Passes around to Davis. Davis now low side to Griswold. Now to Smith. Smith dribbles inside the paint. Takes the shot. Count it for two. 60-36. Curl inbounds to Stone. Stone brings the ball up the court for the champions. Passes to McGee. Low side. Outside the arc. McGee gives it to Crosland. Crosland inside the paint. Sends it back out to McGee. McGee takes a three-point shot.
Nails it.
From the top of the key, it's Tucker McGee with three. Count it. 1 minute, 52 seconds on the clock on the Watertown end. McGee with it. Steals it from Watertown. He goes for it. Goes to the floor. Picks it up. Tries to pass it to Stone. The whistle blows. I'm not sure what it was there, Brian.
It's a timeout there.
Coach Lawson gets
Coach
the timeout.
We tie the ball up. Big three-pointer by Tucker McGee.
How about that?
Yeah. Feels good to say that, doesn't it?
That's my boy.
That's your boy.
So 1 minute, 43 seconds on the clock. The score, 63-30 seconds. We're at a timeout. We'll just keep it right here. Want to thank our sponsors, sponsoring Cascade Basketball, Lady Champions and Champion Basketball all season long. It's First Bank, Curl Construction, Garrison Valley Farms, Cataldo Auto Repair Service, DNR Dumpsters, DNR Contractors, Cascade Veterinary Hospital, and State Farm agent Rob Gardner.
Here, David, here it is in real life just so you can see it.
Yes.
There it is.
Brandon got his stats on there. It's official now.
I'll tell you what, David, I've looked down here at the Cascade bench, and I believe every player that dressed out tonight has had minutes in this game. So that's a good thing to see on a busy week. That was the goal. The goal is always a victory. It was obvious we were going to get that when we entered this second half, scored those points in the third. Starters go out early. A lot of the young players get to wrap up this game. So.
All right, timeout's over. We'll resume basketball play with 1 minute, 43 seconds left in this game. Logan Pulley will inbound it for the Champions. From the baseline, underneath the basket, he'll inbound it to Harris. Harris will take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Crosland. Crosland puts it right back up off the backboard. Count it for two. 65-36. Watertown inbounds it. Brings it to the other end. They'll pass it low side, outside the arc. Then they'll try to get it inside the paint. As they do, it looks like Eli Elliott will get into the back of number 33 there. Laws draw the foul. It will be Watertown basketball from the baseline underneath their own basket. They'll inbound it outside the arc on the low side. They'll come across the free throw line, send it out high side to Laws. Laws steps in the paint, has to send it back out. From the 45 on the low side, they'll take the three-point shot. Shot's no good. Rebound, Eli Elliott. Elliott gives it to Pulley. Pulley brings the ball up the court for the Champions. Sets things up, passes high side to McGee. McGee drives from outside towards the basket, takes the shot. Shot's no good. The whistle blows. He'll draw the foul.
He'll be going to the line to shoot two, David.
So McGee here with the opportunity to add 2 more points to his 3. With 1 minute, 4 seconds on the clock. McGee at the Garrison Valley free throw line. First shot, count it. Always like to see that. I'm always on him on these foul shots, Brian.
Hey, take advantage of the opportunities given to you, and he has done that tonight.
So second shot by McGee. Whistle blows. We're going to have a substitution on Watertown.
Watertown's emptying their bench as well, getting a lot of players into this contest.
1 minute, 4 seconds on the clock. Champions 66-36. McGee's second shot off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Watertown. I spoke too soon. Rebound Watertown. We'll go to the other end. With it is Gresswell. They'll pass it around the arc. I think I said Griswold a while ago.
Hey, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
They'll pass it around the arc. They've got some young players out there as well. They'll go low side with it to number 24, Smith. Smith will bring it back. They'll go high side with it. Champions just kind of allowing them to work the floor for the moment. Yeah. They'll make a drive towards the basket. Looks like number 21, Davis, will bump into Pulley. Whistle will blow, and they're going to charge the foul here against Logan Pulley.
With number 21, Greer Davis going to the line to shoot 2. Score 66-36 with 35.6 left on the clock.
So Davis at the line for Watertown. His first shot, count it. 66-37. Looks like Stone will come into the game for the Champions. Crosland will come out. And this will probably wrap up your 35.6 seconds. So you've got Harris, Stone, Curl, McGee, and Pulley on for the Champions. Second free throw by Davis, and Watertown is good, 66-38. Pulley brings the ball up the court for the Champions, goes low side to McGee. Outside the arc, McGee drives inside towards the basket, takes the shot. Shot's no good. Rebound by Watertown is pushed out of bounds. The ball's pushed out of bounds.
Cascade will be inbounding it underneath their own basket with 24.7 seconds left.
So Pulley will inbound it from the baseline. They'll give it to Curl. Curl drives towards the basket, puts the shot up. It falls good. Count it. 68-38. 20 seconds now on the clock. They'll pass it around the arc. Watertown with it. 14 seconds. High side.
Maybe we'll finish this game out with a 30-point win.
They will knock the ball out. Logan Pulley will knock the ball out of the hands of Watertown. It'll go out of bounds right there at the student section on the high side. Watertown will inbound it again. He'll backcourt violation. They don't call it.
They don't call it.
They're just going to run this
shaking
clock.
his head saying, it's late, it's raining outside.
We're
I
going
got a
home.
long drive.
We're going home. They'll take their final shot. The shot's no good, and that's the end of the fourth quarter.
6-0 going to Lynchburg.
Champions win tonight by 30, a score 68-38. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We'll talk more Cascade basketball. Right after this, you're listening to Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger 100.9. We're back in 2.
Hi, I'm Blake Bloom from Cascade School. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and great auto and home insurance rates? Yep, that is Rob Gardner State Farm. So stop shopping around. Rob Gardner State Farm has got you covered. Give Mr. Rob and my mom a call today, 931-685-2080. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go Champs!
This is the season when not just our head, but our heart's in the game. A time when our town starts to feel more like our team. At First Bank, we're community superfans. We don't wear uniforms, but we all wear our heart for community on our sleeve. That means we're not just in the bleachers Friday nights. We're in your corner 24/7, cheering your goals even louder. Don't just get a bank, get a team. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
There's peace of mind when you discover quality local beef for your family that's backed by tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Taste the difference of locally processed beef, free of antibiotics, steroids, and hormones. They always have quarters of beef available and halves and wholes available by request. 931-389-1005. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturdays from 9 to 12. Fill your freezer with quality local beef backed by Bedford County tradition at Garrison Valley Farms. Proud supporter of Cascade Champion Basketball on the Zinger.
Cataldo Auto Repair Service Center in Wartrace is thankful for your loyalty with us over the years. When you need vehicle repair, you need it fast and right the first time. You've proven that cars at 219 Blackman Boulevard East in Wartrace is the place to go. Thanks for trusting their services on all your vehicles time after time. Cars, an excellent alternative to any expensive dealership because their knowledge base and equipment stacks up the same, if not better, than the dealer. Thank you for relying on Cars, proud sponsor of your Cascade Champions on the Zinger.
This is Lucas Clanton, senior guard, and you're listening to Radio Home for Cascade Champions Basketball. The Zinger 100.9.
All right, welcome back to Cascade High School from the Clanton Pipe and Supply scoreboard. Your final score here for the boys contest tonight. It's your Cascade Champions over Watertown by a score of 68-38. It's time for the post-game report built by DNR Contractors right here on WZNG. Brian, you got some awards for us tonight.
Yeah, David, I look across here and see Rob Gardner standing up. He's a big sponsor of Cascade Sports and also a sponsor of the State Farm Agent Player of the Game. David, we're going to mix things up a little bit tonight and give that to Isaac McElroy. Isaac McElroy finished this contest with 7 points, but, he just did a lot of the things very well. He had some, tough competition down there against number 30, Chase McConnell. But he handled that very well.
Isaac, they really relied on Isaac tonight to make a difference because with the height that Watertown had, and not that we don't have height, but they had a little bit more height than we had.
They did.
And a lot of them out there at the same time. And so, McElroy, he did his job tonight.
We've been waiting on that breakout game from McElroy, and tonight we were just so close from seeing what all he is capable of doing.
Yeah,
Coach Lawson says he's another coach on the floor, plays very, very smart. He plays smart tonight, and he's awarded that player of the game.
He did.
He talked about him. He's also just able to just slow motion move his way in to the bucket. He's just able to okay, I'm going to do this, and just does it.
And he's successful a lot of times. So the player of the game goes out to Isaac McElroy. We have another award we give out, the Cascade Veterinary Hospital Heart of a Champion Award, goes to my man Thomas Gentry.
Thomas with another great game tonight.
Some big three-pointers, and then also, diving for that basketball on the floor
multiple times.
When the game was way out of hand, he's still diving on the floor, tying up loose balls, and you like to see that. That is the heart of a champion. Thomas Gentry is your Cascade Veterinarian Heart of a Champion tonight.
So there you have it, 2 awards. Real quickly, Brian, you want to give us some point totals for the rest of the guys? Or?
You know, Lucas Clanton finished the game leading all scorers from both teams with 20 points. He just had a real big night, and he did that in a lot of ways, but mainly in that third period. He came out here on fire, stretched the lead out, and then did exactly what Coach Lawson was hoping we could do. Emptied the bench, got all the players some playing time tonight. Thomas Gentry followed Lucas Clanton, scoring with 11. We had 8 points from Saban Burris and Jackson Davis, and then the spreading from there. 7 from Isaac McElroy, and then a lot of players getting 2 points as they entered this contest tonight. A big three-pointer from your boy.
Three-pointer, yeah. Tucker McGee. With a big three-pointer and a free throw. I think he finished up with 4 tonight. So
honorable mention.
Yes.
McGee's Prescription Shop, honorable mention.
That's right. So, you know, it's a tough week for the champions, the lady champions as well. We go Monday, Tuesday, Friday this week, and then Tuesday, Friday next week. So up next, we go to Moore County tomorrow night. Basketball action starts again right here on WZNG at 5:45 with Brandon Crosland and Brian Cruz. Friday night, we travel to Fayetteville. Also a 5:45 pregame start, 6 o'clock basketball action start with the Lady Champions in Fayetteville. And then next week, we're Tuesday, Friday at Huntland on Tuesday, and back here at home versus Lincoln County on Friday night. And, you know, Brian, we talked about it in the coaches' show several times. Fayetteville, Lincoln County, for whatever reason, Cascade hungry for those two teams.
That's right, and you know that's the game that we've circled on this calendar for several weeks now, and it's here.
That's right.
After tomorrow night, it'll be here. We got to take care of Moore County on their home court, and then we'll go over to Fayetteville on Friday night, and hopefully we'll continue to be undefeated early in this season.
So in an earlier contest tonight, the Lady Champions fell to the ladies of Watertown by a score of 42-62. Lady Champions sit 1-5 for the season thus far. Your Cascade champion boys victorious tonight over Watertown, a score of 68-38. They sit 6-0 with a perfect season so far. So,
one last order of business,
yes,
David.
Sir.
I need to wish my daughter Emery Cruz
a
happy birthday. I said that to her earlier. I'll say it again. Happy birthday, Emery. I'll be home soon. Save me a piece of cake.
I saw her earlier, and I told her happy birthday. I'm not sure if she heard what I said, but yes, definitely want to wish Emery Cruz a special happy birthday tonight. I didn't know you guys were having cake. Maybe I need to.
I hope we are.
Maybe I need a detour on my way home.
That's right.
So, but Brandon, you got anything else for us tonight?
Changed the oil, fellas. We're going on the road next 2 games.
That's right. Talked to Coach JD again. Felt her frustrations. I know she's going to be working with her ladies, and tomorrow is a new day. And we'll be back at Moore County tomorrow night for the continuation of the contest that we saw on Thursday night. So. Certainly interesting things to happen the rest of this week with a 3-game week. It's always tough for both the Lady Champions and the Champions. We hope for the best. And for Brandon Crosland, for Brian Cruz, I'm David McGee. We're back in action in Moore County tomorrow night right here on WZNG. Thank you for listening. Until then, have a good evening, everyone.
DNR Contractors is your local home improvement expert. Locally owned and operated with over 30 years experience in the remodel industry.